Get my shit together here. Hold on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the weekend. Season 2 Reloaded is here. I did want to go over some of my loadouts and some other options as well, and the things that I pair with these particular primary weapons, secondaries, primaries, even go over some perks or whatever. Obviously, if anyone has any suggestions or anything like that, definitely drop them in the comments. But as of right now, I think some of my loadouts are extremely solid, really some meta loadouts, and I try to use the weapon and put attachments on the weapon to where you can exploit their strengths and mitigate the weaknesses. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with the brand new weapon, the SOA Subverter, or Subverter, is I guess how you would say it. This is a little bit of a faster fire rate for a battle rifle. I think it's about 700 rounds a minute, which is about like what the M4 is, if you're all familiar with the M4. It's about that same fire rate. It feels similar to the BAS-B. It shoots a little faster, but it doesn't hit quite as hard as the BAS-B. So I think overall it's a little bit better, especially like on a mouse and keyboard. You kind of like those little bit more forgiving weapons as opposed to something a little bit of a slower shooting weapon. But it's kind of up to you. They haven't nerfed this, obviously. Yeah, they just came out with it. So it's definitely, I would say, heads above the BAS-B right now with all the nerfs that happened to the BAS-B, which is kind of unfortunate. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to the gunsmith and show you the build on this weapon. So this weapon has a lot of horizontal recoil. So I put the Cassius brake and the Bruin heavy support to kind of mitigate that, and it really does help. It makes a pretty damn accurate weapon. And we're going to go ahead and go with the Dozier 90 long barrel. That's the barrel that gives it all of its velocity and recoil kind of advantages, damage range, stuff like that. So it's got a really nice damage range, really good solid bullet velocity, and with very minimal hits to some of these speed variables. This is a slow gun, to be honest with you. Especially multiplayer, it's just not a very fast gun when it comes to mobility. It's not a slug, but it's just, remember, you're gonna have to do some pre-aiming with it and stuff like that. If you're really running a gun and fast with this thing, it's gonna be a little bit slow. But if you could pre-aim, understand your surroundings and hit people before you hit them, they're gonna be fucking toast. So this is a really good build for this weapon because it is good at mid-range. And that's why I put the glasses optic, which is probably the best optic for short and mid-range in the game. Pairs well with the weapon. Gonna go ahead and run the Ram 9 with any kind of battle rifle or LMG, really, because it's the king of CQB situations right now, of close quarters, close combat. It's the absolute king of that. Now, this is the build that I have for it. This build feels best for me, but I am on mouse and keyboard. For the controller players, I would probably switch out the Bruin heavy support and switch that to probably the XRK Edge. You'll have a little bit of that, a little bit of kind of the aim assist, the rotational aim assist help with the recoil on that end, so you won't need the Bruin heavy as much, and that can give you a bit more speed. So you have a little bit of advantage in CQB situations in that aspect. Try both, see how they feel, whether they're a mouse or keyboard or a controller. But if I'm on controller, I probably would run it like this. But obviously, mouse and keyboard, I'm going to run with the Bruin heavy support. But yeah, y'all can run it however you want. The ultralight stock pad for whatever it's called, for a bit more mobility, and the retort 90 grip for a bit more recoil control, and obviously 50 round mag because this thing shoots super fast. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the LMGs. There's a couple different options here. I think for a longer range option, this is probably the best LMG right now, the Holger 26. This is a really good LMG because it's got a good real life time to kill. I would say, not real life and real, but in-game time to kill because of how accurate it is. Again, it's got a little bit of the recoil on this weapon without any attachments. It's got some gun kick, and it's got a lot of horizontal recoil, I should say. So these are kind of the best attachments that I've found on this weapon that really make it the recoil in a very nice, predictable, tight pattern. So we're going to go ahead and run that Bruin heavy support again and the Cassius brake. These two together really help the horizontal recoil. So these are kind of almost like you just kind of go to them off the rip, and then you adjust it from there. The Holger factory barrel. This is the long barrel for this weapon, as you can see. Choreo Eagle's Eye. I would definitely run that with this weapon because it is good at the medium to long range. So this is still the best optic for those ranges that I've seen so far. And then the Moron 20 grip, which is going to help you more through recoil control, especially with that recoil gun kick. This helps with that recoil gun kick, and then these two help with that horizontal, so it gives you a nice predictable vertical recoil. It's very smooth, and you have a weapon that can really fry at long distances because it is very accurate and does have a very solid time to kill. So if you want to be a bit more aggressive, I would absolutely go with the Bruin, which is one of my favorite guns to use in this game. It is so fun to use. It's got a really fast fire rate, and is very, very versatile, especially when you stick the 60 round mag on it. Yes, you have less ammunition, but it gives you huge movement advantages, and you can really run around the map almost like an AR and just absolutely beam. So these are the attachments I have. Again, Bruin Heavy Support, Cassius Brake to help make that recoil a bit more predictable. The Jack Glassless to and this optic right here also reduces your visual recoil, which is very good. So it keeps you at that short to medium range, which is what this gun really shines at, and it cuts down your visual recoil, which is fantastic. The Stip 40 grip. This is the recoil grip, and again the 60 round mag for more mobility. So like if I'm on Resurgence and you want to run an LMG, I would run this because it's very aggressive. And if I'm on Urgix Stand, I would probably go with the Holger 26. The CQB Striker, the good old CQB Striker, the good old CQB build. This thing right here, fantastic when it comes to short range, but it's very good at pretty short range, just simply because you don't have any rangy attachments on it. It's got the no stock, but man, oh man, if you have this particular build, you can fly around the map. Now I do run the MK.3 reflector because I am on mouse and keyboard, and I don't like the iron sights. I'm not sure if that's a difference on mouse, keyboard, or controller, but anyway, I don't like the iron sights, so I do use reflector. If you wanted to go and take this off, you can run a rear grip or some sort of a laser, or even heck, I would probably just run overpressured ammunition to flinch your targets. That might be a better way to go, to be honest. But this is a fantastic little build. You cannot go wrong with this build. It's very fast, pretty damn accurate, and it hits pretty damn hard. Very underrated weapon. The Striker still is extremely viable in the SMG category. So, see if there's any LMGs I missed. I don't think there is. Nothing else is really that. I mean, the GG58 is always solid, but it's got a little bit of a some sort of like a trigger delay, which always kind of gets me. The Holger 26 and the Bruin, those are the two best to go with right now, in my opinion. If there's anything else that people like, definitely drop it in the comments. I'll definitely give it a try. Anyways, go ahead and move on. Move on to the snipers, the long-range snipers. Hold on, you know what? Let's go back. What do we do? We got that. We got that. Okay, so I completely missed this. My fault, guys. So we're trying to go in order here. So this is my AR class setup. So this right here is the MCW. I think it's been recently buffed. This is a really good setup for it. This is another one of those very accurate weapons. If you wanted to run this with a suppressor, I probably would go with the Spirit Fire with this gun, or the Sonic. Probably Spirit Fire. You want to keep it real accurate because it's not the fastest, snappiest weapon in the world. But definitely, give it a, take it out to the firing range and try it. But I run it with the Flash Hider, the compensator. It gives you a little bit more recoil control. It keeps this gun really accurate, and it does. You're not on the mini map very long with this. You pop up basically instantaneously and you're off, which is almost like a suppressor. So I'll go ahead and run the Zen 35 or the ZEHMN 35 compensator. The 16-inch Cyclone long barrel, which everyone knows and loves. I'd run the Choreo Eagle's Eye on this, but it does have a very good time to kill in range. So it's similar to the Holger 26 in that aspect. So I'd definitely run the Eagle's Eye. If you want to be a bit more aggressive, you can run the Glassless or whatever optic you want, but this is a really good optic for this weapon. It matches it well. The Regal Heavy Stock, because this gun does have a little bit of initial recoil, like gun kick, and that does really help with that. And then the 60 round mag. And we'll be pairing all the ARs with the Ram 9. Again, this is the close quarters king. It took over the swarm. This is where it's at right here. So let's go ahead and go over couple more of these options here. So we did that one. This is going to be a little bit later. The Ram 7 will be a little bit later. MTZ 556, fantastic if you're an aggressive player. Very good time to kill, very fast fire rate. This is a really good build for it here. The MWIII Heavy support, Cassius Brake, Drifter Heavy Long Barrel, the Glassless Optic, and the 50-round drum mag. Again, if you're an aggressive player, you can close that gap and you can push. Especially for mouse and keyboard players, this is good because again, it does have a fast fire rate, so it's a little bit more of a forgiving weapon compared to something that shoots a little slower like a Holger. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you the firing range real quick how fast this baby can shoot. This thing is beautiful. I love it. Very good gun. Not the hardest hitting weapon, to be honest, but it is accurate, it is fast, and it does kill pretty damn quickly. Bam. I can strafe around. It's got really good strafe speed. Check this out. That's very fast strafe speed, actually. That is really quick. So if you're an aggressive player, you want a fast-firing AR that can actually kill pretty quick, get the job done, and even at range is pretty solid. Unless you're a potato like I am, it's still very, very, very good. Bam. Very nice weapon. In fact, you know what? To be honest, it might not be a bad sniper support as well. Pair this with a cat. Very, very good. Very fast weapon. Anyway, let me get out of there. That gun's so fun to use. I can sit in the firing range all day. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the ARs. The Holger 556, again, is a very, very good option. I think it's a little bit of an underutilized weapon, especially for maybe beginner players or something. It could be very good. It's extremely accurate. This is a gun you can kind of just sit back and pick people off at range with. It's very, very good. This is one of the best setups for it. The Spirit Fire Suppressor, the Cheerios 6-match barrel. This is basically the long barrel is what this is. As you can see, Corio's Eagle Eye, again, it matches with this weapon and the ranges that this weapon is good at, and that's very important when you're going to optics. Very important. Don't just slap something on there. The Adel Assault Stock, again, that keeps that initial recoil down. It's very important with these rangier automatic weapons. You want to keep that initial recoil down, and obviously you want to keep the horizontal recoil in check, which this weapon doesn't have a lot of horizontal recoil. It has more gun kick. So that's why I put the stock on as opposed to a MWIII Heavy support. And the 40-round magazine on this weapon. All right, let's see the ARs. Again, we're still in the ARs. I think that's about it. These burst rifles are still solid. They're still viable, but I would use them more close range, to be honest with you. But, I mean, there's no real reason to use them when you have so many really, really good options at auto rifle. I mean, you have rangy rifles, you have aggressive rifles, fantastic options. I think it's balanced very well. So, anyway... So we're going to go ahead and get into the sniper class. Sniper class has changed just a little bit, and it's really because of the optic. I found the Richter hybrid scope, and this is a fantastic scope, and I'll tell you why. Really, really clean sight. Really, really clean, and it's a dual optic as well. So what the range this thing's good at, boom. And obviously with this build, as you can see, there's very, very little idle sway when it comes to, a long-range sniper. So, anyway, I just want to kind of show you the setup right here. We got the Sonic Suppressor. We got the Zang 34 barrel, FSS Ole laser to help you with the A-model sway. We got the Richter hybrid scope. Now, if you don't want to do that and you like the regular scope, that's fine. You can either put stock on to be a little bit snappier, or you can put that bolt on for faster follow-up shots. But like this is fine. And then the high-grain rounds, these are the best rounds for this weapon. As a sniper support, there's many, many different options you can run. Right now I have equipped the Ram 7. This is a really good setup for a sniper support for the Ram 7. Obviously, there's many different ways you can go with this weapon, but this is what I use. You can kind of use this and take it from there. I like the suppress barrel because it does give you some really, really good advantages, and it basically gives you two attachments in one. That's really why I like that one. I got the MWIII Heavy support grip to kind of keep that horizontal recoil in check. Got the glassless optic to keep it within its range that this gun is good at. The retort 90 grip and the 60 round drum mag. Now there's a couple options you could go here if you wanted to run an SMG. I would go probably with this HMR build or HRM build. I think I called it the wrong thing here. The HRM build. I think I've been calling it the wrong thing for a little while. Where's it at here? Oh, here it is. Oh. This is the Warzone HRM build. Going to go ahead and run the extra hand stop, the ZEM 35, the Zemin whatever 35 compensator, Princeps long barrel, and the folding stock with the 50 round mag. This is a fantastic sniper support SMG. So if you wanted something a bit more close quarters, a bit quicker, excuse me, a bit snappier, you could go with this option as well. But the Ram 7 is fantastic, and I'm going to kind of run that today probably. Or you can run the MTZ. The MTZ would be really good too, to be honest. But I think this is where the Ram is really good now. You know, they've got it in a place. I think where it really shines is the sniper support. Primary, yes and no. It just they cut the effective damage range basically is what they did, and so I think to pair with a big heavy sniper to run around the map and stuff, I think this is a fantastic option. But anyway, I'll put that out for you. I'm getting some water right now, real quick. Stay hydrated, my friends. All right, cool. Anyway, move on to the next. And then obviously as well, another really good option as a sniper support is the AMR9. It might be one of the best sniper support weapons in the game, because for the range is ridiculous on this thing. And the bullet velocity, whoops. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. So for this sniper support build, there's multiple different builds. Again, you can build this weapon. That's why it's good. I mean, if you see, it's got 800 meters second bullet velocity with a almost 50 meter minimum damage range, which is pretty much AR range. So this thing is fantastic. This is a really good build for a sniper support. The Bruin heavy support, again, to keep those kind of, keep the recoil pattern more predictable. The Nimbus integrated barrel, the Jack glassless optic to keep it within the ranges that it's very good at. The Sarah 14 heavy carbine stock, and the 50 round mag. This is a great setup for a sniper support. Fantastic. In fact, I'll be running that with my Resurgent sniper, and you'll see a little bit later. But bam, bam, bam. So the only two snipers worth using is the Cat and the Extra K, which I have a build right here for you. I'll show you in a minute. So when it comes to marksman rifles, I think we have one really good option here. The KV is good as well. I just like this one a lot. I think this is the best option in the game when it comes to marksman rifles. I use the F-Tac Ripper, and if you saw my short before, you'll see that this gun in particular, along with the other marksman rifles, do have a lot of idle sway. You need to keep that in control, because as you're shooting, the idle sway does not stop. You're going to miss shots at range. You don't need as much recoil control with these weapons as you do with the AR, so the F-Tac Ripper is fantastic for these spammy marksman rifles. I definitely suggest you put that on. If you have a heavy support or some sort of other grip on it, I would definitely take it off, throw this beast on. It really matches well with this weapon. Anyway, the sonic suppressor as well for the MCW 6.8, the MCW Crown 30 barrel. Basically, it's the long barrel. Corio's Eagle's Eye, fantastic scope for this particular weapon. Really helps it shine in the ranges it's good at, and the 60 round mag, which is a huge bonus for this weapon. 60 rounds for a marksman rifle is ridiculous. So it takes about an extra shot to kill probably than the other ones, but it does shoot twice as fast. So if you have a good trigger finger and you can hit your shots, this gun can be absolutely dangerous. And then we're going to go ahead and run it with the more aggressive build, AMR build, and I'll kind of show you that. This is what the pros are running. That's why I call it the AMR Pro. So it's the ZEM 35 compensator. That's what I'm gonna call it. The AMR9 Regal Pro barrel. The Jack glassless optic. Sarah 14 heavy carbine stock, and the 50 round mag. Can't go wrong with this build. This build is fantastic. You could run it just about anytime, anywhere. This thing is really good. So I think it pairs well with the with that marksman rifle. Anyway, so I kind of kept this by itself, and I didn't really include it with the ARs because I think this is a bit more of an AR marksman rifle hybrid. Most people know, but if you don't, this thing does have a what's called a hyper burst. So we're going to go ahead and switch the firing type. So if you see at the bottom right hand side of the screen right now, you see automatic, semi-automatic, automatic, semi-automatic. So when you put it to semi-automatic, normally it'll shoot one bullet, but because it says hyper burst, it shoots two, which mostly everyone knows. Well, I have a certain ammunition on there. It's animated, so it doesn't show on there, but you can hear it's two bullets. It's one of the best marksman rifles in the game. So you can use it as both. I personally use it when it comes to like the ranges of probably the first two dummies, would use it in... Oh, let me change it. I didn't change it. Automatic one. Right here. And then at long range, you can use it. You can use it in semi-automatic. Now, obviously, I was missing some shots. It wasn't pretty, but you get the point. You can use it for either one. It's extremely versatile. Aggressive with it. Right there. Switch. Done. So it's very, very versatile. Or you can use it, just kind of use it automatic if you want, or use it in semi. If you're going to leave it on one, I would leave it on semi-automatic. So switch it back and forth. It's extremely accurate. Very, very good weapon. That's why I kind of left it in its own little thing. But this is the build. This is about the best build for it. We got the sonic suppressor. We got the precision barrel, the Choreo Eagle's Eye, 60 round mag, and I run high grain rounds, so it gives it a bit more velocity and range. But this thing is fantastic. You can bop snipers off of head glitches and shit with this thing, and then get your hands dirty in a short range situation as well. This is one of the most versatile. This is the most versatile weapon in the game, probably. Fantastic gun. Obviously, you're going to run the AMR9, not the AMR9, the RAM9 with it. What we got here? So we're going to go for the last one. I call this my Resurgent Sniper because this is a really good, kind of shorter range sniper. It does have really good bullet velocity, but the range drops off at about, I think with this build, about 70 meters. But this is a fantastic build for this weapon. We're going to go ahead and run the integrated suppressor barrel. Really, really helps you with your effective damage range, bullet velocity. Doesn't hurt your ADS speed a ton. Fantastic, fantastic weapon. Or attach it for this weapon. Again, we're going to run the Heinrichter hybrid scope. You can even use a shorter range scope on this thing. I mean, you can use... try to find it here. You can run the Schlager 3.4 would be good for it, to be honest. You can run the Choreo Eagle's Eye, and then also a lot of people I think run... which one is it? Where's that? You'll find it. The F-Tech Locust Scope was good too, but that was for Modern Warfare 2. I don't think it's as viable now. Where's that? I forget what it's called. I'm trying to find it here. Force Tac. The Force Tac Delta would be really good for this as well. I don't like this scope as much as some people do. That's just a personal preference. It's a fantastic scope. For me, I just don't feel as comfortable with it. But you could definitely run this on it as well. And then also we got the no stock with the Bruin Lynx grip and the high grain rounds as well, which is a pretty typical build for this right now. And then this is that sniper support, kind of AMR9 build that I was talking about before. So we're going to go ahead and go over some perks real quick. So whenever I run snipers, this is the perks that I use. I use double time that gets places faster, focus that helps you with the flinch, and then I use high alert with the cold-blooded because especially in the end game, a lot of people are using high alert. And if you're on a building or something like that and you're trying to pop people and try to be fairly conspicuous, that cold-blooded really, really helps. Obviously, if you like tempered or if you like quick fix, you can put that on there. But for a sniper build, I think the cold-blooded actually comes in a bit more handy, especially in end game. So this is really good for snipers. And then my perk package for anything aggressive would be this one. It would be the I call it the Can't Stop Me. It's the Mountaineer. That really, really helps your fall damage a lot. Sleight of hand is good. It's better in multiplayer than it is in Warzone because it doesn't help a ton. It does help, but it's Mountaineer, I would say, is a lot more viable. And then you got your double time along with your tempered and your high alert. I run tempered over quick fix. because I think that putting in the 2 plates when you get in like these kind of crazy, chaotic situations helps more than the quick fix. Because I think plates are a bit more important than health when it comes to like getting good fights. Because the plates are usually the ones that are getting shot off first before your health goes. But anyway, you can run that, or you can let's see. Or you can run it like, see, I got this. This is the older one. Sleight of hand really isn't viable anymore. But you can switch tempered for quick fix if you wanted, or even for cold blooded. Really, you can still run this and put cold blooded, and you can really be inconspicuous. But kind of depends on the weapons you're using. If you're using something the caches break, you're not that inconspicuous. Just kind of base it off what you're running or whatever. And then let me see. I think that might be it, man. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yep. So I pretty much use these 2 perk packages most of the time. I usually either run prox mines or Simtexes. I don't use prox mines a lot. I prox mine on my sniper build because sometimes you're in buildings and you want to throw a prox mine next to like the rope or something like that, or I forget what it's called. Throw it next to a zip line or a ladder. That's where that comes in handy. Smoke grenades, I think they're by far the best tacticals. You can run stems if you want to play gas a lot or something like that. But prox mine or smoke grenades, I would say, and probably stems are the top tier, with smoke grenades being the top number 1, especially in team play. And then prox mines or Simtexes. Simtexes are fantastic. Breacher drones are very good too. Pretty much one shot down people. They just have a bit more of a you need a bit more skill to use them or whatever. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you all what I was running or whatever. I know it's a little bit kind of all over the place, but it just gives you a good kind of base with many different options, many different guns, many different builds, stuff like that. So hopefully it helped you all out. If y'all enjoyed the video, remember, please drop a like. There's be more videos like this coming up. And if you want more, remember, if you need more, subscribe.